Yo, what is up, my people? This is your boy Vanara Scott, the KillaKrane himself. It is January the 26th, 2025 to him. How are you guys doing? I know that I am 26 days late in saying this, but Happy New Year. And the reason why I'm saying Happy New Year right now is because this is the first podcast of the year 2025 for the KillaKrane Speaks On. For those of you who don't know, I used to do a weekly podcast. At first, it was called Crane Talk Live, and then it was called the KillaKrane Speaks On. And I thought it best, I wanted to do something new this year. So I switched from doing a weekly podcast to just doing one sporadically. I'm going to try to do one once a month. I'm not saying that I'm going to do one once a month. I'm going to try my best to do one once a month. So this is my once a month podcast. I'm counting this one. We have some really interesting topics today. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm checking comments. Yep. Okay. No comments yet, or no views yet. Hold on, guys. Let's see. I'm sorry for this. I have no technician to work behind the scenes for me, so I have to cover everything myself. Okay, just making sure I am live on YouTube and Facebook, and I am. So we have a number of interesting topics today. So basically, I'm going to be doing it once a month, try to. If you have some topics that you want me to discuss, please let me know. So I know that I advertised some other topics before, and I had to change them around a little bit because I found these way more interesting. 2025 so far, first month of 2025 is not even over with. There has been a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we've had fires, we've had freezing temperatures, even in Florida, it's where it's usually sweltering hot. There's snow in Florida. There's been snow in Florida. I'm not sure if it's still snowing, but it's been snow. Now, TikTok has been banned in the US. Then it came back, and there was sort of what I consider like a love letter to President Trump, talking about y'all thank President Trump for bringing it back and all this stuff like that, which all he did was extend it for a little bit. So, and for those of you who have a TikTok account, please do not delete your TikTok. It is not an app store, so please do not do that, okay? There's been a lot of jokes going around, but like, hey, you'll thank me later. Just delete your TikTok and then install it back. Do not do that. Do not do that. So there's been conspiracies behind the California fires, the fires in California, saying somebody actually started them. They're erasing evidence of all the pedophilia or whatever stuff that's been going on. And there's some rumors about who started it and why they started it. There's a lot of rumors going around and conspiracies about why TikTok was banned and they brought it back one day before Trump was supposed to be inaugurated. We're going to talk about that. Okay, Facebook. Trump has come out and he has said a bunch of stuff, given a bunch of executive orders. Guys, let me just put it out here. The one they said about Trump saying that it was about child support. So if the father pays child support, the mother can't claim the children. The guy came out and said this was a rumor he started as a joke, and a lot of people took it seriously. So do not take that too hard, guys, okay? Let me make sure I'm still live. Oh, I'm not live on my Vanara Scott. Let's see if I am on the KillaKrane Speaks On. Okay. Oh my God, it's not on Facebook. Why am I not streaming on Facebook? Anyway, if you guys can, give me 1 second. Let me make sure that I am. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let me let my Facebook people know. I have no idea why I'm not streaming on Facebook right now. Let's see. Hold on. We will get to the subject in just a minute. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Let me know. God dog it. And as soon as I got on StreamYard, I got some messages. some crazy little messages say we got you covered, and we're going to see about. Let's see. Okay, so let's put this on here. Okay, so let's see if that does it. Is it working? Is it working? Nope, it's not working yet, but we'll get it working, guys. Okay. So if you have any questions, concerns, let's see. Save changes. I do not know why I am not on Facebook right now. But you guys, come on. All right, we'll get to it. Let me put it on Facebook of why I'm not. Oh, here we go. I am now live on Facebook. Great, 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 great. That would be so great. Great, 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 great. So, for those of you who are watching on Facebook right now, I did start on time, but for some reason, StreamYard was not streaming me on Facebook. But now I am connected. Yes, yes, I am connected. So, we're going to get started. Let me start all over for the Facebook people. I'm doing this once a month. I'm gonna make these comments again or these announcements again. I'm doing them once a month, only on interesting topics. I'm changing the topics around a little bit. Today we are going to cover Trump's executive orders. There's a number of them. Please disregard that one with the guy who said that if a man files for child support, a woman files for child support, the other people can't file them on their taxes. That was untrue. That was untrue. A number of executive orders that Trump says. Let me see if I can pull it up. Well, I'll just say them for right now because I don't want to hold you guys. Um, Actually, I can pull them up right quick. Let's add this. Add it, add it, add it. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Why is it showing in the background? Okay, I put it at the wrong spot. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I was supposed to put it over here. All right, here we go. There we go. All right. So, some executive orders done by Trump. Let me move that banner out of the way. Okay, so these are the executive actions and orders signed by Trump on his first day in office. He's attempted to end birthright citizenship for certain children of non-citizens. Okay, so from my understanding, if you came over here illegally and you guys wanted, let's just say you had a child over here and you didn't have your citizenship, those children, from what I understand, you're going to lose a lot of birthrights and a lot of other stuff. Okay, so that's what I heard. You will you be sent back to wherever your family came from? I don't know. Okay, so I want you guys' thoughts, opinions, clarifications on that. You're recognized by only two sexes now, so there's been a number of educational programs saying that how there's a number of genders other than just male and female, and there's a difference between sex and gender. From my understanding, Trump's trying to stop that. Uh, he's granted pardons for an estimated 1,500 criminals, and I'm sure it's for those ones who stormed the Capitol. Um, he's trying to withdraw from the World Health Organization, from the Paris Climate Agreement. We'll get into that more later. You guys got to go back into work. If after COVID hit, there are a lot of people work remotely from home and just kept it that way. He's trying to end that for federal workers. The transgenders can't serve openly in the military anymore. He's probably going to bring back that don't ask, don't tell policy. I'm not exactly sure. You guys give me clarification on that. So, anyway, those are the things that have been presented by Trump. We're also going to talk about the TikTok ban. whether they're going to be associated with Facebook. There's been a lot of rumors about that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all these bad reviews I've been hearing about the Red Note, which is those of you who don't know, when TikTok was banned, everybody was saying, go to Red Note, go to Red Note. And people have been going to Red Note, and it doesn't seem like that. No, nobody really likes it. You know what I'm saying? There's a number of things wrong with that. But the first thing that we're going to talk about today, race. Is it a real thing? And we're just going to talk about this really quickly. Please join. Please join. But we're going to talk about race. And the reason why I want to talk about this, I'm going to have a special or podcast on Black History Month. And it's going to be very educational. It's going to be fun. I've done one of these before when it came to the Mandela effect. And we had some pictures coming up, and you had to guess which one was real or which one was, I think it was about, no, it was about your earning your black card or something like that. You know, have your black card revoked, and you had to answer certain questions. And one of the categories was Black History Month. And so we're going to do another one. It doesn't have nothing to do with revoking your black card or anything like that, but it will be fun just like that. Okay. So, we will do something like that. Let me see. Why is the background? I know. I'm sure it's not. Let's see. Okay, that is a whole lot better. I'm sorry. It maybe wasn't bugging y'all, but it was kind of bugging me. Okay, so let me get back here on Facebook. So we're going to start talking about race this time. Okay, here we go. I appreciate those who are watching too. I really do. Yeah, Black History Month. A lot of people have come out and said that, well, we shouldn't have Black History Month because number one, there's no White History Month, there's no Chinese History Month. Why do Black people get a special month to talk about, you know, their history and their influences here in America? And they were saying something like, we're all Americans and we should stop talking about this. It's an even got further to where saying, you know, race is not a real thing and we should let it go. And there's just one race. There's a human race. There's nothing special about being black and all this, you know, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So contributions toward African Americans or blacks and that's another thing we could talk about. What is the PC term nowadays? Is it black? Is it African American? I'm sure it's not colored or Negro. Some people have said that Negro is a more accurate term. I don't know. To be honest with you, black is fine with me. If, let's just say, a non-melanated person, a white person, comes to me and says that, hey, let me ask you a question about black people. You know what I'm saying? Do black people, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to take offense. We're going to talk about that too, you know, in later podcasts about people being offended or everything. But yeah, talking about race is the first thing we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about that for about, 30 minutes or so once people start getting on. So first of all, what is the correct term? Should we have a Black History Month? Is it people saying it's nothing special about being black because black doesn't exist, no race exists? But then again, here's the thing, the problem that I have. People will say race doesn't exist and it doesn't matter. But when statistics come up and they were saying, well, here's the thing. Statistics show that so-and-so percentage of black people who live in blah, blah, blah in this area, they voted for a certain person and they've been arrested and so-and-so number of black people have been addicted to drugs and black, you know, all this negativity. It's always they include race when it comes to negativity. But when it comes to positive stuff, then, oh, there's no race. There's no, you know, forget about race. That we just one race, the human race and all that stuff like that. So what do you guys think? It seems like a contradict. It almost seems, like I said, I hate to use the word conspiracy, but it just seems like that to me. It just seems like, you know, only the negative stuff include race when it comes to that stuff. So, I want you guys' opinion. Let me see, is there anything else? Yes. Also, the colorful use of the N-word by black people. Okay. Even on this podcast, and I apologize for those of you who like to watch my podcast. there's been people on the podcast before, and I've had this podcast for what, 6 years? Well, even back when it was Crane Talk Live and then the KillaKrane Speaks on, certain people will get on my podcast, and black people, and they'll use the N word. You know what I'm saying? And these N words, they do this and that, this and that and that. Sometimes I let it slide, but I've often wondered, should I, you know what I'm saying, let them freely express themselves? Is it actually that bad? Should I stop the N word? And I think that pretty much I will, so it can be a safe space for all those who want to watch my podcast. You know what I'm saying? So if, some younger 13, 14-year old wants to watch it or something, I think that, I'm trying to watch it, have a broader uh, 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 amount of people to watch my podcast. You know what I'm saying? Something that everybody can enjoy. Kind of like when you turn on cable TV and you watch stuff. So, Daryl says, I think that it is the white baby rapers that shoot up churches. Yeah, I never understood that either, shooting up churches and stuff like that. Um, and a lot of those who shoot up churches claim to be of the Christian religion. Well, I'm a Christian and I think it's my Christian duty to do this and this and that and that. But I mean, people say atheism. I'm an atheist myself. And people be like, well, we're the immoral ones because without God, then how do you know right from wrong? Well, it seems like Christians are doing the most. I hate to get religion into this. It seems like Christians, they're the ones shooting up the churches. They're the ones who are in the Catholic Church molesting little kids. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about that too. We've talked about that before, but let's, yeah, okay. That was Daryl's comment. I was checking comments. I appreciate you, Daryl. I appreciate that. Yeah, but I've never understood because you have a disagreement with something, you go and shoot up somebody. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. There are a million other ways, and I hate to use another violent analogy. They say there's more than one way to skin a cat. Do any of y'all know where that came from anyway? That there's always a story behind how these little sayings go, kill two birds with one stone, another violent one. Balls to the wall, son of a gun. All of these have origin somewhere. But where does that origin go? More than one way to skin a cat. That's just a little sad thing. We might do another podcast on that. But as far as the race thing, I need you guys' opinion on this. It seems like race is only used when you want to use it in statistics for something negative. But then when it's something positive, oh, ain't no such thing as race. It's just the human race. So they're trying to get away with Black History Month. I'm kind of scared with Trump in office, and we're going to get to this when we talk about Trump, that there will be no Juneteenth. That's just my prediction. He's going to try to get away with Juneteenth. He also signed into policy, God dog it, what is the name of that policy? It was made back in the 1960s that ends discrimination based on race, creed, color, whatever. He's doing away with that. I don't understand how people. I mean, this is you guys' chance. If you guys are Trump supporters, I want to hear you guys' defense of this guy. It seems like he's doing everything that's wrong. Everything is not bringing unity. It's not going to make the United States better. Okay, and even the stuff about the transgenders. A lot of us have questions concerning the transgenders and stuff like that, but the policies that he's put in place against the transgender, a lot of us are even like, that's just going too far. You know what I'm saying? Even for those who well, he's making it back to two genders or two sexes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Still, hold on, we got a comment. Nope, that's just somebody watching. But anyway, I want you guys' opinion on this. I know I just switched it. So we're going from race to the other thing. But is race a real thing? I want you guys' opinion on that. Okay? Biologically, socially, how do you define a certain race? You know what I'm saying? So if you're a white person, what does that include? Does that include Because I was in the army one time, and I had a friend, and we was joking, and in the army we get kind of, un PC, so to speak, and we was like, yeah, that's you white boys do that and do that, and then one of them got offended. It was like, well, first of all, the guy who you claim is not white, he's not white, he's German, and I was like, isn't that included with white people? You know what I'm saying? It was like, no, it's not. Whites and Italians aren't included when you speak about white people. I was like, well, what's included when it comes to white people? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. From my understanding, it was France, England, Spain. Well, maybe Spain, but that's a good another good question. People in Russia, even all the way over there. You know what I'm saying? Lithuania or Croatia. All those wouldn't be included with white, and black would be included with, Africa, Jamaica, Haiti, number of other places. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Then again, would India be considered black? Because I've seen a lot of people from India, and they are a lot darker than a lot of Africans are. So would they be included in the black and white thing? You know what I'm saying? And why wouldn't they be included with black? Because, like I said, they look darker than the black people in Africa, some of them, or just as black. I've seen some Arabs just as black. I've seen some Arabs that are whiter. I've seen some Native Americans that are just the same complexion as the Caucasian or white people. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what I wanted to bring up today. So, please join in on the discussion. So, oh, yes. Hulk Hogan. I wanted to talk about that real quick. A lot of people were booing him. They were at some WWE celebration. I don't know. I haven't watched wrestling. I try to keep up with wrestling as much as I can, but I have so much to do. However, they had some kind of event. Hulk Hogan was invited, and they booed him off stage for some reason. And people were trying to debate over why he was kicked off. Some were saying because he made a racist comment a while back. I think his daughter was dating a black man, and he said the N word about him. And let's be real here, black people. I remember growing up, and all of our parents would use the N word in a derogatory way. You know what I'm saying? Secretly. You know, let's just say if we're asking, our parents or our aunties or our neighbors, hey, can we go down to that park, and play, at the playground? And they say, that's why all the men words hang out with. They be playing basketball with their shirts off and cussing and throwing gang signs. Y'all ain't going around them N words. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we accept that. It seems to me that the N word is an acceptable term even amongst all of us, but for a majority of us, it comes only when it's in a derogatory way. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're saying, "Hey, the N word doesn't exist." Even as black people, a lot of us accept that term exists, but sometimes with a lot of us, it's just in a negative way. Some of us existed, I don't like it when friends of mine do that. Especially they, hey, N word, I don't like what you just said, and they'll say the N word, elongated. In good. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I hate to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like a filler word that they use to connect two sentences sometimes. I don't like that personally. But back to the Hulk Hogan thing, he used it, he didn't say like all black people that way. He was just, I don't know. From what I understand, he was just angry at the time. And, I don't know. It just seemed like I'm not supporting him or anything. So I'm just saying, he just kind of said it as a kind of throwaway thing because he was mad. There's no way, shape, form, or fashion that anybody can say that he's racist, 100% racist towards black people and he hates black people, because he's done a lot of charity work for black people. He has a lot of black friends, but he just kind of said that, spur of the moment. So I don't know. This is just kind of yes, devil's advocate, trying to get another point of view on this subject. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Um, I'm just kind of throwing out some stuff until we get some comments or people watching. So. I guess I'll move on to the whole TikTok, Facebook thing. As you guys know, TikTok, I think it was last weekend or something like that. It was on a Saturday because they said it was supposed to be last Sunday when TikTok was cut off, but they cut it off midday Saturday, I think it was. And people had a fit and they were like, oh, what I'm going to do without TikTok? And, I need my TikTok fix and all this stuff. And a lot of people my age, over 40, were laughing at the younger people in their 20s saying, oh, here's this meme and they're acting like crackheads and they can't do without their TikTok. But to be honest, let them take away Facebook. See how our generation responds. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it just so happens that the next day, it comes back on and they have this message saying something like, because of President Trump and his efforts, I don't know exactly what it says. I should have saved the screenshot. But because of Trump and his efforts, TikTok is back on right now. Okay, so everybody thank President Trump. So it seems just too perfect. Just seems way too perfect that it was right before his inauguration and stuff like that. So it seemed like something he was just getting praised for. And this it's not back permanently. I think it's just been extended for a little bit. So don't get too happy. Ain't no telling what's going to happen. Okay. So a lot of people are saying this is a conspiracy because it looks like TikTok and Facebook are being connected right now. What do you guys think? And right before the TikTok ban, I also saw that Mark Zuckerberg, or whoever is in charge of Facebook, I know he owns Facebook or whatever, but he started doing little stuff like what do you call that? Where you have fact checkers. Is that what's that called? He was like, I'm gonna just do away with the fact checkers. You know what I'm saying? So that came right. I think it was like a day or two before the TikTok ban started. So is it coincidental that the Mark Zuckerberg stopped the whole fact checking thing a day or two before TikTok got banned? You know what I'm saying? And then when it came back, now they're trying to connect Facebook and TikTok together. What do you guys think? Do you think conspiracy, coincidence? Oh, this individual, Frosty speaks. Trump is the best thing for our country right now. Let's let the healing begin. Thank you for your comment. Would you like to elaborate on anything that I was speaking before? Um, about the conspiracy that a lot of people have about Trump and the TikTok ban. And then, they're coming the next day saying, hey, thanks Trump for what he's done. It seems like a love letter that I don't know. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? What do you think about the executive orders that have been brought? And Red Note. Red Note. You guys, if you haven't downloaded Red Note yet, a lot of people did when TikTok was banned. They immediately went to Red Note. And a lot of people are regretting that because none of us, let's just be honest, none of us read the terms of agreement. We just scroll through there. And then if we do read the terms of agreement, we don't exactly know what it means. And when it comes to the law, there are certain languages that lawyers use. Frosty Speak says, well, TikTok isn't technically owned by CCP, but the CCP owns a piece of every Chinese country. So the CCP can make those companies give up American information. Interesting. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. Is it the information that you speak of? Is it just an algorithm? You know what I'm saying? Chinese companies. Okay. Frosty speaks. He changed. He said Chinese companies. Is it really just the algorithm, or as some people think, personal information, like banking information, your location of where you stay, what other websites you've been on. Let's just be further honest, guys. I think when it comes to privacy online, the thing that most of us are concerned about, and let's just be honest, we're all grown here. Damn near everybody watches porn. I'm sorry. Porn is the number two, I think, most searched thing on the internet. It goes back and forth. I think the number one category is religion, and number two is porn, and it goes back and forth. So come on now. Everybody's ashamed. Watching porn is just like masturbation. It's something that everybody does, but nobody is going to admit it, and they don't have to admit it. Okay. Let's see. He says, I'm trying to get your comments. So TikTok is in our military. It's very dangerous. No, they can tap your pic and cam, and TikTok also gives up private information on your phone, like credit cards and down your calendar. I know what you're trying to say. Okay. And he says, oh yeah, porn is super bad for everybody. And he corrected it and he said Mike and Cam. I won't say my porn is bad. I'm not saying nope, I can't. Well, respectfully, okay? And I understand your point of view and everything like that, but no. Porn is not bad. It's just like one of those things. It's just, I mean, if you take it and do it to the point where it's taking over yourself and it's taking over your identity, you can't get anything else done, then yeah, I would say anything can be bad. You know what I'm saying? If you can't go to work and it's destroying your relationships. But for the most of us, it's just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the problem with it. I really don't. Because people say, well, it's immoral, it's a sin to watch people having sex before marriage. But if you tell them, hey, I like to watch horror movies, you know what I'm saying? I like to watch, I don't know what horror movies are out right now. I remember back in the 90s and 80s, it was Friday the 13th and, what's the other one? Friday the 13th and Freddy Krueger and all that, Nightmare on Elm Street. And, these are about psychotic, killers, mass murdering killers. And if you said you watched that, nobody have a problem to say, hey, you have a problem. You must like to see murder and blood, and you probably a psycho killer. Nobody says that. If you say I like horror, you're like, oh, I like horror too. I like the jump scares and stuff. But you say you like porn, and then they be like, well, you're a freak. No, it's just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I don't. We can have another discussion on this, but what people just. I mean, sex is the most natural thing. And another thing with horror movies, it's not consensual. These people don't want to be killed. They're running away and they're scared and they're terrified. You know what I'm saying? But this killer kills all their friends and they have PTSD after they watch all this killing, even if they survive. Okay. But with porn, it's totally consensual. Well, most of it, it's totally consensual. And people are screaming, yes, I want more. Give me more of this pleasurable, consensual act. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So, says, in my opinion, which I totally respect, it has a negative effect on people's brain chemistry, but also most people in the industry are addicted to drugs and alcohol just from coping with this stuff they have to do. Well, depends on, let me break both of them down. It has a negative people on people's brain chemistry. Just depends on who you are. Just depends. Okay. And that can get into we getting way off subject, but this is a great subject to talk about. It just depends. I mean, some people, you could get addicted to something because you have nothing else going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? So I would say for those who are in that type of situation, you need to work harder on finding something that you like. But for those of you who just watch it, after work and, for us men, we're horny all the time. So, and we can't get out there and, some of them just watch it, so just like a woman who, and I know I'm stereotyping. I know the whole, there's more than two genders. I already know this, but stereotypically speaking, women are usually the most emotional one who like rom-coms. So they'll watch romantic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just to, have that fantasy. For other people, porn is just a fantasy. It's temporary. And then we can cut it off. For people who can't cut it off from reality, then they have a problem. So it's totally it depends. Let's see. Also, most people in the industry are addicted to drugs and alcohol just from coping with the stuff they have to do. I can't deny that, but that's a totally different subject. I guess you mean the porn industry. I mean, it's mostly the younger ones, I guess, when you catch them when they're 18 and then they make them. There's a whole special on this that I watched about, they tell them, well, we're going to give you jet skis and all this stuff like that, but they don't realize how much effort and stuff you have to put into it. And it's not like, regular sex where you spend 5, 10, 15 minutes having sex and you're done. No, it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? You're making a movie, which I've done created show. I've been in a number of major motion pictures. I've done my own short films. I mean, filming is a 12-hour day. I'm not saying with porn it's a 12-hour day, but it's just not as quick and easy as 15 minutes of sex, which we usually have. Let me see. Furs and other fetishes are getting weirdly extreme. That's people's business. I mean, if people want it, as long as it's consensual, I don't give a crap. You know what I'm saying? Jack Jackson, can I join the StreamYard? Of course you can. I'm not sure where you're watching it from Facebook or YouTube, but if you go in the description right now, you will see the link to join. You are more than happy to join. Says, no, I love what you're talking about. I need to tell you some secrets. Ooh, some secrets. Uh, I would suggest not to say anything that might be incriminating to you because this is live and this is the internet. And even if I were to delete this video, everything stays on the internet forever. So just because I love anybody that wants to do my podcast, oh, there we go. Hello, how are you doing, sir?
Hey,
Hey, thank you for joining.
thank you for having me.
Is your name? I see it says zombies. Do you have a first name which I can call
Yeah,
you?
Aaron. Uh, my name's Aaron.
Thank you for joining, Aaron. I have to ask. You know what time? What kind of era are we in with humans? Is there a certain pronoun that you want to be labeled as, or a certain sexual orientation, or something?
Can I be identified? Well, that's a. I don't know because no, I'm no,
Okay.
no. There's only two genders, right? So yeah, it's obvious what I am. I have a male stuff. Yeah. So sorry.
I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. I just have to ask because there are people who identify in different ways and use different pronouns. And I'm not judging or anything, but I just want to make sure it's just easier for me if they say, well, my pronouns are Z or Zer. I don't know. I'm not ridiculing.
I like
I'm
that.
just-
You were the first person to ask that, and that's actually very interesting because man, that's a very quick way to identify these zombie people. Which that's why I have no. I'm not trying to. Sorry, I'm not trying to offend. I can be very offensive. Sorry. I'm good.
That's fine. That's fine. And this is no judgment for me, from me. Okay. I can't control what other people think, but I'm very open minded. And this is why I'm having discussions like that. So,
That's good. That's pretty good.
So Frosty Speak says Aaron starting off strong, in my opinion. My pronouns are Bull, Boll, and Coffin. Do you know what that? Excuse my ignorance. My ignorance. I don't know what that means. So
I don't think I know what that means either. Sorry. It sounds good though. Whatever I don't, sounds fine to me. Sorry.
yeah, hey, that's fine with me as
You
well.
were talking about these fetishes or something. No, no, you weren't. I don't know what the heck you were talking about. Sorry about that.
Well,
Yeah,
they brought
pardon my
up.
French. If I cuss, sorry. My friend's a sailor and he cusses at me all the time, and I kind of imitate that, and I don't mean to do that. So sorry.
Oh, I used to be in the army, so there's nothing you can
Wow.
say that I haven't heard before. I've heard some very disgusting.
Well, then my friend's a sailor, and he tells me raunchy, cusses like a sailor, and he says raunchy jokes, and I'm like, where? How you get these? And it's kind of like the guy banter, That's why people say Trump is. He's like says grab him by the whatever. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, there is guy banter. That's the least raunchy thing I've heard. Like, hang out with some locker room dudes. Seriously, that's why they said that's locker, and it's like it is. A guy should say, yeah, I don't mean I'm not even like that, but I'll still say that because there's like people imitate each other. Sometimes you hear something funny, you say a joke you heard or something, and it's like somebody's like, well, that's raunchy, and it's like, well, I don't know. That's a joke or something. Like, I don't know.
I want to talk about stuff like that in one of my future podcasts. How people say, I know we're getting off topic, how you watch a movie and they say, well, that didn't age well, and that's offensive, and that perpetuates the stereotype, and I'm over 40. I'll just put it this way. And there are certain things that I will just say, I'm not saying they're wrong. I just say, I don't understand. And so this is why I want to have podcasts like this to get it out in the open, and we're going to talk about some of those as well when we get to talking about Trump. And um, so the three subjects that we're talking about today is race a real thing, the TikTok ban, and Trump's executive orders. So let's go over the first one really quick. Do you think race is a real thing, or is it a human construct? Should we do away with it? What do you think?
we're we're all humans. We all bleed red,
True.
right? Well,
True.
except the maybe the English elite or something. I heard they got like blue blood, but anyways, I don't know. Or crabs. I heard like mud crabs or something. Or what are those are called? Anyways, but you know,
Mm. But as far
we're
as
all
humans,
human beings. We all feel pain and pleasure, and it's
okay.
there's no the human race. So if you're saying racist, you're saying there's something beyond the human race. Like what are you, an alien? You're an alien. I'm an alien. Hey, we're both aliens. Can we be aliens? No, I don't know.
Sometimes I feel like one, to be honest with you. Um,
Yeah.
but some people, Black History Month is coming up next month, and people will say that we shouldn't have that because there's only one race, the human race, and there's no, Chinese History Month, there's no Indian History Month, no White History Month. So we should get rid of Black History Month. And you can speak about that and be direct as you want to or vague as you want to, but what's your opinion?
Well, obviously there's differences. Like if people might say I'm fat, is that a different race? Is there a fat race? I kind of wondered. People say, well, if you're racist, if you criticize the Jays, and it's like, well, that's a religion, right? Is that a race? It's like, I don't know. Like this is where let's set some boundaries. Like, what's the boundary? What's the line in the sand here between, you know, how do we define something? Like,
Mm, you brought up an excellent point. I was thinking about the Jewish people. Is being Jewish a race? Is it a
yeah,
religion? Is it both?
is that a race or is that a religion? And it's like, well, you know, are you anti-Semitic or for a religion or a race? It's like, but is that a thing? Is there a race? I don't know. I don't know. So, but I
Interesting.
guess I'd like to know, but I don't know. Some questions are best unanswered. I don't know. Right?
Right.
Um,
Well, it can be. Mr. Frosty Speaks says race is scientifically true. So it's unfortunate that politicians would use that fact to manipulate people into hating each other over skin color. We need to stop focusing so much of it. He corrects himself. Huh. Interesting. What's your thought on that?
sorry, I was thinking for a second.
Uh huh.
I don't. It's hard to tell. I don't know. I don't know if I fully understood the question. Sorry.
I think he's saying, I guess we got to break it down. He says, race is scientifically true. Do you believe there's scientific evidence that there's different races? And how so?
Well, could be because I mean, Trump. One of your topics was Trump's policies. Well, one of Trump's policies is he's deporting what illegal immigrants. So
Yeah.
they've asked Trump. This is I don't want to get off topic, but I think this is part of that topic because this could be construed with a racial issue,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, well, it could be, but I could see that, but not. It's not about that because they asked Trump a question. They said, "Are you anti-immigration?" And he said, "No, I'm not anti-immigration. I love immigrants. We need immigrants for work and all kinds of stuff."
Mm-hmm.
They, but he's like, "I'm pro legal immigration. Illegal, that's the name, the definition. It's illegal. That's bad. That's wrong." He's anti illegal immigration because the problem is an illegal, they're letting people like Cuba purposely dump their entire prison into our country. And they flooded our country with not just illegals,
Mm-hmm.
but illegals they're like, hey, we don't need to imprisoning people. It's going to cost money, or you can make money at that. You can do that illegal labor or free labor to make people make license plates. But at the same time, well, the people that ain't making license plates, they're like, hey, we can just, hey, Biden's are doing illegal immigration. Well, let's dump our entire prison population right in their laps and let's see what they do. And you know what they do? They clap and applaud and go, yay, burn it down. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
You're good.
trying to be. I try to have a limit. I try to be good. Sorry.
And I
I know
really
I am.
appreciate
Sorry.
that. You're doing a great job, by the way. You're bringing up some excellent points. Um, Frosty wanted to tell you all opinions are valid, Aaron. So
I
I
don't feel
agree.
like that all the time. I feel like my opinion, and I try to have the best opinion I can. I'm not perfect by any standards, but I
None of
try
us
to
are.
evaluate things and make my best assumption of the situation. Which I mean, I could be wrong. I'm a human being, but a lot of people can't admit that they're wrong. So I try to definitely keep open minds and different things. I'm starting to become more like opinionated. But that's because sometimes like if you go to prison, if you went to prison, well, it's totally different. It's like, but we don't live in prison. That's like the Lord of the Flies. It's like don't bring prison life into real life because they're not the same at all.
Right.
But there could be things. I don't know how to explain that. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. Um, Frosty Speaks says we are all variations of the human animal who have evolved to survive in our various surroundings. We are all human, just different flavors, quote unquote. Ha ha. So,
I'll
what
tell
do you think?
you what I think's going on. The whole goal is to demoralize people. It's all about demoralizing. So I heard fetish. Well, it's just all about demoralizing and rewarding people for demoralized behavior. So they reward stupidity. If you mindlessly entertain people, they don't want you teaching people, period, math, science, logic, reason, nothing. They will claim to be pro science, but really it's pro tyranny and stuff. Their science is not science, it's tyranny.
Hmm.
And if you worship, so people act rebellious, but they're not rebellious. So they're literally pro tyranny and act like that's rebellion. And it's like, no, rebellion is anti tyranny. And we're not against the people. We're against the dark forces and the evil principalities, the evil forces of this universe. We're against that, not necessarily the individual or the people or whatever. You know,
Okay. What do you mean by tyranny? Like, define it
oh,
for those who don't know what that means. Tyranny.
man, you got me there. Oh my
That's
God, what do I tyranny? Man, oh
yeah,
my God, you might have to help me out with this one, man. Oh my God,
yeah. There's a lot of
what's the
terms that a lot of
definition of
us
tyranny?
speak, and we use it in social. We just say it all the time, and then we don't really think about the meaning of them. I do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, and the problem is, a lot of people say that this is what this word means, and another person will be like, no, that's not what it means. Or people will say this means this in a certain context. That's why I'm just getting clarification. You know what I'm saying? So,
I like that's good though, man. You definitely got me there because that caught me off guard. Man, I got 1,000 words, but that's like, I mean, we could go look up the definition. Hold on, I got a card code.
yeah, that's fine. And Frosty says, "Oh yeah, Aaron was supposed to tell us some juicy secrets."
I'm
Uh,
trying. Oh no, I'm doing that. I'm trying. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know what your definition of juicy is either. I guess yeah, we're talking about definitions, but I was trying
mhm.
to tell you. Mm,
And just
fun.
when you're comfortable, no pressure, and I'm sure we'll get around to it. Um, so until some other people join in, we're going to kind of skip the subject. We're going to talk about TikTok, Facebook, and Red Note. Now, of course, you knew that you probably know that TikTok got taken down. I think it was last Saturday. It was supposed to be last Sunday, but it got taken down last Saturday. And like 12 hours later, within 12 hours, it was brought back up, and then they had a message up there. Hey, thank President Trump. He did this, and a lot of people were saying this is a conspiracy. It happened right before his inauguration happened, and this was probably orchestrated to give Trump some more props so he can get some more support. Oh, excuse me. Do you feel the same way? Oh, and as well, it seems like now, what is his name? Mark Zuckerberg. He is trying to combine TikTok and Facebook now that it's back up, and he stopped things like the whole what do you call that? Fact checking and stuff like that. So, do you personally think that it's a conspiracy?
Yes, to an extent, and no, but um, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, yeah, now he's in direct competition with X. Like you got to think if you got everybody in your back pocket, but all of a sudden some big dog comes in and now he's your direct, literally competitor. You're going to be like, oh, now I got to compete with this. So say you can censor everybody all the time. You got a monopoly on all social media, but all of a sudden this big dog comes in and goes, hey, I have free speech and you don't. They're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We're going to have to pretend to be like these people to
Mm,
compete with them. So now Mark Zuckerberg has to compete. And that's kind of the thing with that kind of capitalism. These people hate capitalism, you know. They're like, "Oh my God, I want to live in a communist society where the government controls everything and I'm a slave and it's going to be so good and wonderful. I love tyranny." Um sorry.
that's
You know
fine.
what I'm saying?
Take your time. You're doing great. You're doing great. I want this to be a place where you can just let it all out. You know what I'm saying? And others can reply. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh
you're
yeah.
doing a fantastic job. Um,
Well, I appreciate you having me. That's for sure.
yeah, I appreciate you joining. Um,
I'm pro free speech. The reason I came here is my free speech was shut down, and I said, "Well, I'll just join somebody else." But I don't want to hurt you or anything, or like
of course not. You seem like a very nice individual, dignified individual. Very
I'm not
intellectual.
I'm not perfect. I just don't want to be like a total zombie. That's why I call myself zombies, a anti-zombie. Yes.
Frosty Speak says, "Oh yeah, Zuckerberg was saying on the Joe Rogan podcast, straight up, said the Democrat controlled government was making Facebook run censorship in their favor." And he also says, let me scroll down. So those conspiracies turn out to be true. Do you think that the censorship on Facebook was orchestrated by the Democrats?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, a little bit off topic, I guess. What do you think about the woke culture? I know that I probably do need to define what woke means, but I'm going to leave it ambiguous right now. So, what do you think about the woke culture that's going with? I'm not sure what generation we're on. We're Generation Z
Well,
or something.
Elon Musk says that there's a woke mind virus. And I would say he has to say that because if he said the truth, it could upset the balance of humanity. And I will tell you, that's the secret. I'll tell you. That's why I'm called zombies. There's a zombie virus infecting our public, and the Democrats are all in on it and everything. Plus, you got the social media, the AI robots, drones, all this stuff. I know there's a seed, and the seed grows into a tree. Well, if you cut the limbs off the tree, you still have the tree. It's like if you want to eradicate a plant, well, I don't know, spray some Roundup on the roots or something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do they make something Roundup ready? Here, Google this. How does a product become Roundup ready?
A product become Roundup ready.
Mhm.
I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a chemist, so I'm not exactly sure how they formulate the product Roundup. I know there's different types too. I used to use different kind for like if I wanted to kill like grass that's growing
Yeah.
way beyond my
Well,
yard, and,
there's
but
a
keep it
class
going.
action lawsuit right now where you can sue Roundup for glyphosates. It's called glyphosates. And
Hmm.
glyphosates, anyways, I don't want to get your channel struck because it's the truth. They
Hmm.
don't flag misinformation. I could say any stupid thing I wanted. They don't care about that. But don't you ever talk about the truth.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. We're gonna have
Never
another
speak about
podcast
the truth.
just on that right there. Frosty Speak says, look at our movie industry and you'll have your answer. All the DEI stuff has ruined cinema, and that's basically the gauge of woke culture you can get. Woke killed Hollywood. So let's define, before we go on, let's define the term woke. How would you personally, without looking it up, how would
I would
you
say
define?
it's communism, a communist weird ideology of some communist, democratic, socialist garbage. They come up with some kind of weird mind control propaganda, Illuminati brainwashing technology, and they're like, "Oh, I'm 7,000 different genders." No, no,
Hmm,
I don't think
okay,
so.
okay. So you think it includes the gender thing? What else would it include?
You can be born a what are they? I don't even know what they call that. Hetero or I don't know. No, never mind. No, that's what I call it. But
Talking about
you can
where's
be born like that, but it's like it's so rare. But they try to make it a political thing, and it's like that's why I freaked out when I first learned the zombie virus was also political. I, I'm like, oh my god, like this is a different paradigm or something. It's interesting. It's neat to know that zombies can be political and vote. You know,
yeah? If you take it metaphorically, it can mean a number of things. Um, since we're kind of beating around the bush with this, let's just go ahead and talk about it. Nope, that's the wrong one to use. Right here. So these are the executive orders. Let me take this banner out the way. These are the executive orders that are signed by Trump on his first day in office. He's going to attempt to end the birthright citizenship for certain children of non citizens. I think you mentioned that. Recognize only two sexes, grant pardons for 1,500 criminals, begin the withdrawal from the WHO, World Health Organization, initiated withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement, ordered federal employees back to full-time in-office work, and revoked Biden's policy that allows transgendered personnel to serve openly in the military. So let's break it down each one by one. We kind of hinted on these, but let's go back to them. Let me get up here, back to the comments and stuff. Okay, so the first one, I think that what it means is that, let me move this doggone thing. Come on, where's the picture? Okay, there we go. I think what he means is that he's going to end, like, if you were illegal and you came over here and you had a baby, and that baby wouldn't be considered a U.S. citizen. Am I interpreting that correctly? Do you know?
Oh my God, that sounds amazing. But also sad. We don't want these other countries to be bad. If these countries weren't bad, well, why would they come here? You know, if they're so proud of the country they come from, why do they come here and implement? If you want to be, that's kind of the thing about legal immigration is if you want to be an American, you need to take on American values. If you want to bring your tyranny to us, your communism to us, you want to subvert us into your 7,000 gender policies, we're going to elect people like Trump.
Okay.
When the biggest middle finger to people is we elected Trump. That was our voice. This is who we are.
Okay.
You know.
So let's get back to, you said the as long as they accept the American values. You don't have to give a complete list, but what are the top things which you would consider American values?
Well, we don't want Sharia law here. We want women to have rights. We want gays and transgender. We want everybody has equal rights. You're free to do what you want as long as you're not harming anybody else. And the key word is that's the thing. You can't groom and do all the stuff, and they're doing that. So it's okay if Mark Zuckerberg wants to groom you, but God forbid Trump wants to groom you. And it's like that's the opposition. There's a light and a dark to everything. And it's like, well, what side is the dark and the light? It's like, well, the Democratic side has no, it's about morals and values. And they
Okay.
try to act like no values, demoralization is the value, you know.
Okay. That can get into a number of things. Frosty says, "Have a great, stumbling. Have a great day, gentlemen. I'm heading out." Frosty, thank you very much for all of your comments. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you have a great day, sir. Great Sunday. So we're going to continue on because you're bringing up a bunch of good points, which can really spiral into a number of other interesting podcasts. I think we're speaking about American values. Oh, I don't want to get too off track. These are good things, but I really want to get back on track to the executive orders.
Yes.
So we'll go back to those. These are all connected anyway. So recognize only two sexes, male and female, for federal documents and policies. You mentioned, I think you were mentioning hermaphrodites, where you have people born.
Well, there should be a third option, but that is so rare. They try. That's the problem with these transgenders, is they try to act like it's a bigger thing. Now, I even heard recently they did a new study, and they said 90% of these new transgenders, they have like this Karen, psycho, dusty, like that lady that lectured Trump, and she was supposed to be like a Catholic, and she was like this old, dusty, gray-haired Karen looking white
Okay.
woman.
I think I know who
You
you're
know,
talking, but I can't remember. My memory is so terrible. But um, yeah. But what did she say? I'm more interested in
she
that.
was lecturing. It was a religious sermon, and this Karen lady, they got lectured Trump on transgenderism, and I'm like, there you go. And people were criticizing and memeing that, and I'm like, haha. Because I kind of wondered, did anybody else notice that, or is that just me? And it's like, no, people see what I see. They don't always say it, and sometimes they make memes. So the memes are like these psycho secret things or something. It's
Hmm.
like you're saying it, but you're not. It's a meme or something. I'm like, that's awesome.
That's what memes are for. They're what's called what do they call them? Internet
It's like a
trolls.
secret. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. It could
So
be.
let me ask you a question, because I really, God, if you any of the individuals who are in the LGBTQIA plus group are watching, man, I would really like to have you guys on, just to have a discussion. I'll try to stay neutral. We're gonna go back and forth having this discussion. I mean, I'm ignorant on a lot of stuff. I may, have a misunderstanding on what's included or whatever, but I guess for you, Aaron, let me ask you a question. If a transgendered person were to go through with the surgery 100%, and they have, let's just break it down, like with a person who was born biologically male, and they transitioned to female, they had the full surgery, and they have the shot in their, I think, in their butt, which gives them the boobs, and they do go through hormone therapy. And they wanted to use the bathroom in the female bathroom or whatever. Would you have a problem with that?
Yeah, if they didn't have a penis and they had a surgical vagina, I would be okay because I would now. Well, they can't fuck. What they could do it with their fingers and their toes. Or excuse me, sorry,
Mhm. Go
my
ahead.
bad.
Go ahead.
I didn't. I sorry, I
Yeah,
went too
go ahead.
far. I'm sorry.
No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no.
That's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
You're
No, I
being
didn't realize. I sometimes I go too far and I don't realize it. I'm sorry.
No, if
Yeah.
you've heard some of the other podcasts that I've had, as long as you can professionally express it, there is no too far. You know what I'm saying? Because this stuff needs to be talked about. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it needs to be out here in the open. You know what I'm saying? So, what you're saying that as long as there are no more male parts with the transgender person, you don't mind them like going in the bathroom. I'm not sure about your family structure, whether you have a
Well,
daughter.
um, I would actually be worried, but I think it would be more normal because at least if you're really identifying as that, if you're willing to cut your thingy off, then it's like you seem to be fucking pretty committed to that. Excuse me, sorry.
No, you good. You good. You good.
So I would believe you because if some dude wants to go into a bathroom with my child, he's going to be coming out looking a little fucking different.
Uh oh. I understand what you're saying. So
Sorry, but I'm sorry I went too far. But
no, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. And I know that it's all for the love of and protection of the children. So that's where your passion comes from. So I understand that. Um, I'm just that was a little throwaway, kind of getting off subject but staying on subject, just trying to get some mindsets. But we do need to talk about this in a few future podcasts for those who are watching. So let's get back to, because we're at 117. We're going to close it out at 2 o'clock. Let's get back to Trump and guaranteed pardons for estimated 1,500 January 6 criminal defendants. I believe that was the attack on the Capitol building. What's your opinion on that incident that happened? And do you think that those criminal defendants need to be granted pardons?
You know what? I don't know how much I thought about that. That's
Hmm.
an interesting question. Because really, all those people, we don't really know. Half of them were probably good. The other half, they might, we don't know. So I guarantee you, all the people that are arrested. So there was 1,500 people they arrested.
I believe there's pardons for 15.
I
I'm not sure.
guarantee you, none of those people were liberals.
Hmm. Okay. So, as far as the incident itself, like the reasons that they attacked the Capitol building, do you support it? I won't say support it, but I guess I could actually that. Do you support their idealisms for storming the Capitol? And do you think they need to be let out for their actions? Okay, I totally understand where you're coming from. This is the internet. Can and will be used against you in the court of law. So let's go to the next one then. Um, Withdrawal from the World Health Organization. Okay. So what
Oh
do you
yeah,
think?
no, I'll say I'm pro that.
Okay.
Yes.
Why would
Oh,
you do
oh yeah. Snap into a Slim Jim.
that?
Oh.
So, why would you be in support of such a thing? What do you think's wrong with the World Health Organization?
It's called medical tyranny, and that's all. But that's about all I can say. I mean, I could say some crazy stuff, but everybody they would get this flag. Like I, whatever you're not allowed to censor is the truth. So
Okay.
it's like so hard, not hard to find the truth. Just figure out what you can't censor. Now you know the truth. Because if you're like, but the aliens are in the White House, nobody cares. But God forbid, I question medical tyranny.
Okay.
They freak
Hmm.
out about that, and you're lucky because they might freak out. Oh, medical tyranny is that bad? Did I just say a bad word? Let's do a
No, no,
poll. Make a poll. Is medical tyranny a bad topic or a word or make a poll?
I don't think it is. I don't see why it would be bad.
Let's do a poll. Is medical tyranny breaking YouTube's guidelines?
Okay.
Everybody's guidelines. Facebook.
So a lot of people have some, I guess, discrepancies or have some problems with a lot of stuff. Let's just say, the whole argument during the COVID crisis, and people had different opinions about that. They think that certain alternative medicines are way more useful than conventional synthetic medication. Some people are against
I don't know.
vaccination.
Like
I'm sorry.
that's called science. Like that's because if you want to know, does one treatment work better or worse than another treatment? Like everything probably, like um, if you drank too much water, that's poisonous, right? Am I is that am I wrong? Like, am I saying medical tyranny? Is YouTube going to censor me because I said if you drink too much water, you could. I
Yeah.
mean, how much water do you got to drink before you die? It's like everything's poisonous. How
I
much
mean,
water does
everything.
it take to kill a person?
Yeah, I mean everything has its limits. I mean, you have to drink enough to pretty much blow your stomach out. You can overhydrate. Yes, you can. Um, but uh, I mean, what was I going with this?
I know exactly how it would kill you if you did that. It would ruin your electrolytes. If you took a bunch of electrolytes and did that, you might be okay. Then you'd be definitely bloated. Sorry. Maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Sorry.
Yeah, but I think the majority of us are, now that we're on this subject, are underhydrated. We drink a lot of, because everything nowadays has sugar or salt in it. If you look at the ingredients, sodium. Yep, yep. As a matter of fact, I've been drinking this while we've been on the podcast. Just because
Oh,
of the
oh,
caffeine.
that's real bad. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, all of those soda pops are real bad. I
Yeah,
try.
no, this one's bad too. Yeah, they're all bad. Oh yeah. Mm.
Yeah, that's why on this side I also have my jug with water in it. It's ice water in here. So I have to keep myself
Oh
hydrated.
man, I'm being hypocritical. Oh, I try to do have water. Like here, I got
Good deal. Good deal.
distilled
Distilled
water.
water.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Rehydrate yourself.
I try to because yeah, distilled water. They say, well, it's hungry, and it's like, well, I want it to be hungry, so it helps me.
Oh yeah.
And hungry means that it's absorbing the toxins. That's what you want water to do. But you also need the electrolytes. So, yeah, but
Yeah. And those will make great discussion forums. I also want to talk about alternative medicines. I think that's what I was trying to remember earlier.
yeah, you
Um,
were asking about the COVID and the like the Ivor thingy or whatever. It's like
yeah,
actually that's
vaccination.
interesting. I want to buy that. I was in the store one day and I saw the horse brand that was um
The horse
apple
brand.
flavor. It said like apple flavor. I'm like, dude, I want that. I don't have the money. I'm like, dude, I got to come back here and buy that
What do you
because
mean the
he's
horse brand? What's the
the
horse?
medicine ivermectin. Can I say that?
I I guess
Well, that's it.
I'm ignorant on so much stuff that I don't
Or
know
the
what.
medical tyranny, Dr. Fauci is going to censor me. Wait, let's talk about Biden. Did he really? Am I hallucinating? Is this? Do I live in a dream planet? But did Biden pardon Fauci?
I'm not sure about that one. Not sure about that one at all. I would. That's a Google question.
Hey Google, did fucking Biden pardon Fauci? No, I don't know.
I'm sure that when we watch this video later and people get in the comment section, they will correct us. So, um, let's just leave that for the comment section once the podcast is over. But we got the other one, initiated withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement. Let me ask you this question to start off. What do you think about global warming? Do you think it's a real thing or a hoax, or what do you think?
I don't know. I swing sometimes I'm kind of 50-50, but sometimes I swing one way or the other. I mean, like look at Elon Musk. Like, did Elon Musk approve of that message? Well, Elon Musk makes the best fucking electric non-fuel burning. I mean, how more fucking liberal do you want to fucking get than Elon Musk, motherfucker? No, I'm not trying to talk shit to you. I'm just saying. No, sorry. I was talking to myself. No, I mean, I'm not cussing. Sorry.
That's fine.
Not you. Sorry. I didn't mean to cuss at you. I'm sorry.
No, you're not cussing at me. You're fine. You're
I'm
fine.
sorry about
But
that. I had a little outburst. I'm sorry. I'm gonna really calm down. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's fine. But as far as climate change, of course, a lot of people will say that the definitive proof is that there are polar ice caps melting. There are sheets of like land masses of ice that are floating, in the oceans or whatever. The increase in like hurricane.
Elon Musk made Tesla roofs. I want a Tesla roof and it's solar panels, and it looks like a beautiful, amazing roof. That's called the Tesla roof, and
The
I want
Tesla.
that. And I've looked around my neighborhood, and everybody with a solar panel in my neighborhood, I stopped and I said, I have a theory. I bet you every neighbor with a solar panel, it's a Republican, and every single neighbor that don't is like liberal. And I would stop and ask these people. I'd say, "Hey, I noticed you got a solar panel." And they're like, "Yeah, I got a solar panel." I'm like, "Hey, are you liberal?" And they're like, "No, no, I'm Republican." I'm like, "Okay." So then the people that didn't, I'd stop and say, "Hey, are you liberal?" And they'd be like, "Yeah," and I'd be like, "Okay, thanks, bye." And it's like, dude, I really don't think like that.
Hmm. What do you think is the reason for that? That most Republicans that you
They're
interviewed.
hypocrites. It's hypocrites. They're hypocrites. And denial. They also have denial. They're
Okay.
hypocrites. And, at least
So
I'm self-aware, dumbass. Like, geez, sorry. I'm gonna cuss again.
no, that's okay. Do you think that are you in support of alternative energy like solar panels?
No, I love that. I got a solar panel. That's for emergencies.
Okay.
You know,
You
it was
say
like
you
80
got plenty on
freaking dollars I just bought it for. I ain't even used it, but I'm sure it's okay. Oh my god, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm gonna burp myself. I think I burped earlier, so you're good. You're good. Let's
Sorry.
get on to the next
Well, I
one.
got it. It's
Ordered.
called a Flex.
I'm sorry.
Eve Flex.
What is that?
82 bucks. Says Eve Flex, and it charges your smartphone, and it's 21 watt efficient solar panel. It's like 3 solar panels. You fold it out, and it charges your phone.
Oh, interesting. Where'd you get that?
It's Walmart, and it was 82 bucks, and I got over. I got like 60% off to the thing.
I see
They
it.
do that. Oh, they do that. Oh, here's another picture. See, it's like 3, but it charges your cell phone. Where does it show the cell phone? Oh, here.
You know that would be good during a storm or when the
Yeah,
electricity goes out.
that's my backup. I never opened it because I'm like, well, that's my backup. So I'll open it up, find out it's probably broke. That's the way life is. Right? No, I probably should test it out. I think that's the thing. I better test it out. I don't think I can return it now. It's too late.
Yeah,
I
you
could
got a
fix it.
sweet deal.
I know. They just mark it down. I keep my eyes on the. They got a clearance section, so you got to go into the Walmart clearance section. You ever walk around there? Yeah, you walk on there.
Absolutely. I go there all the time and check out, whatever they have on sale, you know. Even when
Yeah,
they
you never
go,
know. Oh, there's another thing I bought, a thermometer. I went down that aisle like yesterday, and I bought this thermometer, and it was $2. It says normally 6, and it's a meat thermometer,
excellent. Excellent. It's
and
good
I'm
for
always
making
cooking meat.
turkeys. Oh yeah, turkey and duck and whatever else you want to make.
What
Um,
else I made duck? Never had duck. I want to make Peking duck. It's like a Chinese thing. Oh, sorry to get back on topic. Yeah, if you're
oh yeah, we got a
trying
couple
bad.
more to go.
I got
But
that ADD.
no, that's okay. That's okay. I have some friends who have ADD, so I totally understand, sir. Um, let's see. He's talking about bringing federal workers back into work. So basically, they can't do online remote working. They're going to have to go into the office, get up in the morning, brush their teeth, put on the clothes, fight traffic, get in the office, clock in, all of that stuff, instead of just working from home. Do you think that's a good move, or do you think we should continue to let people work remote from home?
I kind of like the idea, but this has to be kind of thought about. Actually, that it sounds good. Now, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go out. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say, sounds good to me. I guess. I mean, sounds pretty good. Mhm.
Okay. So, what advantages would it have for people to actually go into work instead of just staying at home and not wasting their gas money?
Well, if they stay at home, I doubt they're really working. They're probably just like a TSA. I mean, that's kind of like TSA, just sitting there watching you. Like what's the South? It's like South Park. Like it's just like this TSA agent, and he's like looking at you, and he's like
Right.
that's the difference right there.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me see. Let's go to the next one right quick. We can always jump back to these. Um, Revoke Biden's policy that allows transgender personnel to serve openly in the military. Have you done? First question: have you did any time in the military?
No, I thought about it. I had family members who had it, but
Okay.
not myself. No, no.
What do you think about your relatives or your friends openly serving with people who are openly, say, come out and say, "Hey,
Well,
I'm transgender."
my cousin is in the Navy, and it's a girl, and she is gay, like super fucking gay. Oh, sorry. Um, and she was telling me weird shit. I went out drinking with her, and she was like, well, I went on the carrier, and when they told me, they said, if you go on this carrier, you will never have a child. It makes you sterile. If you come onto this carrier, and they're like, "Are you sure you want it?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't care." And she went on the carrier, and later on, she said she regretted it.
Uh
And
huh.
I'm like, are you fucking serious? We have a aircraft carrier, and if women go on there, they become sterile. And she was gay. She was gay, and so what she did is she got a girlfriend, and she asked her brother, "Would you impregnate my girlfriend?" And he's like, "Whatever you want, sister," or whatever. And I'm like, "This is fucking crazy. Like these fucking liberals are fucking crazy."
Hmm.
Like I'm jealous. Like, damn, I wish I was liberal. Yeah, I know, man. Sorry.
That reminds me of when I was in the military, and they said that in basic training they give you the food that they give you is sprinkled with some kind of chemical that's supposed to make you not, I guess, not sexually active or something like that, which is
Well,
a lie.
there's another secret. Well, when you went to Vietnam, they would make everybody brush their teeth, and then they never said anything. But everything after that, I'm like, "So you went to Vietnam? What did you do?" They're like, "Well, I brushed my teeth, and then I was killing people in the woods and blah, blah." I'm like, "Dude, they put LSD in your toothpaste." So when you went to Vietnam, they're like, "Okay, everybody, we're gonna go to war. Everything, here we go. Okay, we before we go, we got to brush our teeth." And they're like, "No, this is stupid." And they're like, "No, you better brush your teeth." So it's kind of like a death code with that thing, I guess. But that's what the military is. It's like you got to do what you're told. You don't think, just jump. So they're like, jump, how high? Okay, there you go.
Well, they do give some leniency. Well, because you have to think on your feet in a lot of instances, including especially when you're in leadership position. You know. But yeah, to a certain position, especially when you're in basic training, it's just to do what the drill sergeant says.
I kind of worry. Like I'm like, dude, if I joined the military, they'd either kill me or I'd be awesome. And it's probably like I'm like, damn, it's probably in between that.
Yeah,
Mm,
they don't kill anybody. As a matter of fact, safety is one of the biggest concerns when you're in
mm,
any
mm.
branch of the military, whether it's Navy, Army. The training is, I'm not saying 100% safe because you are dealing with deadly weapons, but even when we are throwing hand grenades, there are certain ways that they train you to throw them, so it'll be
Oh
further
yeah,
away from you. So it's
I'm
safe.
good at
Yeah, it's
throwing
not
shit.
100%. I'm
I could
sorry.
throw a grenade fucking forever, like 50 foot at least. Like, I
I'm sorry.
bet.
I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, I keep posting. Sorry.
No, I just can't hear. My hearing is not what it used to be.
Well, hopefully I'm not having any issues. Sorry.
Nope, 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 not at all. Um, so back to the transgender issue. With I think you already answered this. So if you were in the military and there was a person who was transgender that works beside you, would you have a problem with that?
Yes and no. I probably would, but I'd probably try to deal with it like a normal human being, and I would try to accept it. And then even if I maybe 60-40. Like I would 60% not like it, but 40% just kind of suck it up and fucking deal with it and try to just make the best of fucking everything like a normal human fucking being should. But these people, they're not going to do that. You think they're going to do that for you? They're not going to do that for you. You ain't even going to get 60-40. You get nothing. That's what you get.
Do you think being transgendered affects your decision making?
Well, I could potentially. That's kind of the point. Like the whole thing about that is kind of just to fuck you up. Like I'm just trick. It's a troll. Like I trolled a motherfucker to be transgender. Haha, look at them like they're a joke. What are you talking about? But I can still accept that because they do that to me. I get tricked. Maybe I'm tricked right now. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. It's a thing. We're all human beings. We all make mistakes. So you try to go along to get along, and even if somebody's a zombie and a stupid transgender, goofy looking motherfucking piece of shit, you just kind of try to just be like, well, okay, I hope you. And sometimes I'm shocked by those people because they sometimes it makes sense and shit. So I don't even know. Mm. Sometimes
Okay.
I'm like, oh, maybe I'm the one that's wrong. I'm second guessing myself. Maybe I should be transgender. Maybe they got it all figured out, and I don't know what's going on. I don't even fucking know. No, but
Okay. I'm gonna save a lot of comments. Like I said, I want to have a discussion about this later, so I don't want to get too much in depth. Hold on, I think I got another comment coming in. Nope, nope, nope. I wish I could share this. Yeah, let me see if I can do a screen share. I posted something on Facebook, and hold on 1 minute. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna do a screen share. It's very interesting. Let's see. Just give me 1 second to.
no, that's fine. I'll show
Yeah,
you. I'll try to show my birds. Maybe
I'm sorry.
I'll try to show my bird. There's like birds feeding outside. I don't know if you can see it. Huh?
Oh, nice. I don't know why this is not. Um,
And these birds are feed.
you said the birds are what's that?
I'm trying to show birds for you.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to do a full screen on here. Oh, goodness gracious. I cannot do it.
I'm almost
So,
closed out.
yeah, I'll say that for the next podcast. Let's see if we can download it. Yeah, just any subject that you'd like to talk about while I'm trying to download this.
Oh, I predict the future. I can tell you what's going to happen in the future. I'm that crazy. It's going to be crazy.
You think so?
Kind of. There's always surprises. There's never 100% certainty. But that's
Oh,
why I like making predictions because it's fun. Like if I'm wrong, then I'm shocked, and if I'm shocked, then I'm like, oh my god, I got to reanalyze. I got to reanalyze everything. And go, oh my god,
The shocking.
right, right, right. Let's I think I got it. Let's see the video clip. Add the video clip. Like I said, I need some technical people. If any of you guys are interested in helping out KillaKrane Productions, so I'm gonna play this video. It's processing right now, and I want your opinion on this. So it's hold on. And we're about to end this in a close, but I wanted to play this video first. Just give me 1 second. It's pulling up. It's pulling up. Very interesting. Kind of goes with what we were talking about here, and we were talking about race earlier and stuff like that. So here, let me play this. Take a look.
It's the shocking moment on board an Australian cruise ship going viral.
Whoa!
A passenger capturing a tug-of-war contest among the crew on this cruise off the coast of Tasmania. Different ship departments dressing in festive costumes. The housekeeping crew choosing these costumes, reminiscent of Ku Klux Klan robes. Passengers stunned, some dubbing it the KKK cruise.
No one can seriously think that was their intention. Our housekeeping crew were dressed as snow cones.
A spokesperson for the cruise line says the housekeeping staff didn't have much to work with when it came to materials for a costume, so they decided to dress as upside-down snow cones.
It was only a very short time they were on the pool deck in those outfits before management saw them.
The cruise line says the crew members were unfamiliar with the KKK and were horrified when told what their costumes looked like.
Our crew are from different cultures all over the world. They're young and they had just never heard of that organisation. They had no idea. They were horrified.
The cruise line has since apologized.
So, what is your opinion? Do you think that the crew actually knew about the KKK and still wore those suits, or do you think it was actually ice cream cones they were dressed of? What do you think?
It's just, I would say that's just a social experiment. Like that I don't think, the only thing if I tried to make sense out of that, I'd say it's just, that sounds like, even the fact that the news reported it and everything, it just sounds like a social experiment. And that's it. Like, I don't think there was any intention. The only intention is obviously somebody orchestrated, paid for that. And it's like, who cares? It sounds like a stunted, fake, bogus garbage, fake news garbage. That's what I think. Sorry.
We can talk about that too. You know, they say that there's a lot of diversions going on when it comes to news nowadays.
I swear, I don't know racist people. I'm probably the racist person I know, honestly. But I don't know. No, nobody ever is ever racist that I know. Seriously. Shit, I don't know. Even my friend was telling me, he's like, "Am I right? I'm not racist, are you?" And I'm like, I try not to be. Like,
That goes full circle back to what we were talking about the first time. How do you define race and how do you define racism? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we're actually going to end a little bit early. Do you have any shout outs, any birthdays, any do you have any projects that you're working on that you want to advertise here on this podcast?
No, I just my speech was censored, so I just thought I'd try to join other people and shout out my free speech or whatever.
Yep. Well, you're always welcome here. Sometimes I'll allow certain subjects to be, actually, I'm getting more open with my subjects, as long as you let me know ahead of time what you want to talk about. And cursing is not exactly a problem. Certain ones I do have a problem with, but it's fine. You have a safe space here. But I'd like to thank you for joining. A couple of things. Those of you who have looked at my channel, YouTube, Facebook, know I'm creating a fan fiction final episode of the 90s show Family Matters. That will be out next month, mid-February. If you guys I have a couple of books out. Hold on. Blackjack and the Beanstalk. Here is that book right there. If you guys can check it out on Amazon, it's an urban version of the tale Jack and the Beanstalk. It's nothing about beans and ogres. The Beanstalk is actually the guy in the middle, the shadowy figure. Nobody knows if he's real or not, but he's influencing Blackjack, the guy right there, and he's convincing him of certain conspiracy theories and stuff, and it's causing problems between him and his job and his wife. So that's my book, Blackjack and the Beanstalk. It's on Amazon. You can also check out my book, Planet Furball and the Heretic Kitten. Where is that? Here it is. All right. This is a story about a
oh my
planet.
God. You're a genius. You're a genius.
Oh, thank you. This is a story about a planet of cats and rats. Those are the only two races that exist. The cats are the majority race, and the rats are the minority race. And there's a reason why the cats are majority is because of their religion called Gatoism, and it says that rats are inferior to cats. So, if you guys can check that out, I would really appreciate it. We also have, let me see, a couple of my friends. My girl Monique Silver, check out her book, Untold Lies of a Silent Heart. If you like Tyler Perry type movies, you guys would love that. This is a great mystical book by my boy Jeffrey, When Happiness Spreads. Check it out. All these books are available on Amazon. Please check them out. These are my friends of mine. Also, check out my boy Flavor in Here podcast, Lamar Hicks. He's on hiatus, but he's going to be doing podcasts pretty soon. My girl Lovatia, the Lovatia Experience. She does sex positive podcasting. She's a wonderful individual. She's a vegan. She fights for animal rights. Please check her out on YouTube. My boy Barrington Marson's Productions. He has a movie called Tubi right now. He's the one that helped me with my movie, The Legend of Gomoroy. So please check out his channel or whatever. Every now and then I'm gonna still play old school video games. If you guys want to join in, let me know. If you want to contact me, please visit my YouTube channel, KillaKrane Productions, KillaKrane Productions. You can email me at any time with any ideas, any comments, any fan fictions that you want me to create, anything, podcast ideas. You can reach me at my email, KillaKrane Productions@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram, and that's Vinaris, my first name, Vinaris, KillaKrane Productions. That is my Instagram page. TikTok, it's still up, guys. If you deleted it, you can't get it at the Play Store anymore. But if you still have your TikTok account up, you can follow me, Vinaris being Vinaris, Vinaris Being Vinaris. That's it, you guys. I want to thank Aaron for joining me today. I also want to thank Mr. Frosty Speaks, or however, I don't know the gender of that person. So I'd like to thank Frosty Speaks for all of the comments. Any final thoughts, Aaron?
Yeah, that's why my name's like zombies. I talk about the zombie virus. That's why, like, you said something about somebody commented about fetish, and it's like that's what the zombie virus does. But I believe in the zombie. That's my theory. Like, I'm unique. Like, nobody else has zombie virus theory except me. Like, that, it's all fake, and it's like, no, it's real. Like, what's the weird thing?
And I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's
right.
awesome with a lot of truth to it too, you know.
Yeah, I try to add truth to my insanity. That makes it really good, right?
Cool.
I try to mostly be true. We're human beings, so I'm always trying to perfect my theory. But I'm the only zombie kind of guy.
Well, I appreciate you joining today. If you are watching, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once again, let me put it back up here. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's KillaKrane Productions. Email me if you have any ideas or anything. I think that's about it. I'm on Facebook. You can look up KillaKrane Productions and join us there. All right, you guys, take care. Have a good one. The next podcast, I'm trying to do one once a month. Please like and subscribe to this channel so you can know when the next podcast is out. I'm trying to do one once a month. It'll probably be in the next 3 weeks. Don't hold me to it. But let me know what y'all want to talk about, though. So, all right, guys, take care.